says a female sergeant was attacked and sexually assaulted by an inmate. Our Brandon Walker is live outside the jail downtown with the latest on this investigation. Brandon.
And Keith, very few details released by the Harris County Sheriff's Office tonight on how this was able to take place. But yes, they do confirm that a sergeant was assaulted today by a 27-year-old inmate. Now, the union that represents sheriff's deputies gave us more information here, saying that that attack left that sergeant unconscious, an attack they say they have never seen at the Harris County Jail. Harris County Sheriff Ed Gonzalez in a statement tonight saying, quote, "The brutal attack of our sheriff's office teammate warrants a thorough and swift investigation," continuing, quote, "Uncovering all the relevant facts related to this alleged assault is a top priority as we seek answers and justice. All our brave employees deserve to feel safe, and we will do everything to protect them. Our team's immediate focus is offering a range of full support to our team member." The sheriff's office says this attack occurred at around 2 o'clock this afternoon. We are told the sergeant was rushed to the hospital, but not much else was released from the sheriff's office about her condition. The union, meantime, says the sergeant has been employed with the department, with the Harris County Sheriff's Office, for over 2 decades. They say that this could have been prevented. It should not have happened, and they are demanding a thorough investigation by Sheriff Gonzalez and his administration.
Was this inmate by himself, or did he have any supervision? How was he able to go into where she was for this to happen?
So I asked the sheriff that, and I believe that they're going to be doing their thorough criminal investigation, and we're hoping that it's transparent. We are concerned because we are short-staffed. We've made that known. The public knows it, the commissioners know it, but we don't believe they're doing a damn thing about it.
Yeah, Union President Mr. Cuevas saying that he had a phone conversation tonight with Senator John Whitmire, who too wants answers on this. Has been a very loud voice as far as reform efforts are concerned, as far as the safety of deputies at the Harris County Jail. That speaks to the level of shortages there. Some 500 shortages in the jail, the union says. The union president saying employees are scared to go to work, and so they want to make sure that this recovery happens, but they also want to make sure that their employees are safe at work. We're live downtown. I'm Brandon Walker, KPRC 2 News.
And this just in, the Harris County Sheriff's Office is investigating after a 27-year-old inmate allegedly sexually assaulted a female sergeant. This happened this afternoon in the administrative office on the 5th floor. The sergeant is being treated at the hospital. The Sheriff's Office is not only conducting a criminal investigation, but an internal review as to how this happened.
Now to a developing story this morning about a Harris County sergeant that the Sheriff's Office says was sexually assaulted by an inmate.
That inmate is due in court today. Our Brittany Jeffers has the latest details in this investigation this morning. Brittany?
Yeah, as you mentioned, the suspect in this case, an inmate at the jail here who had a lengthy criminal history of aggravated sexual assault, indecent exposure, even theft. Now, we do know that he is going to be going before a judge in about 4 hours from now. Now, you take a look. This is 27-year-old Jeremiah Williams, the man that deputies say is responsible for the sexual assault of a Harris County Sheriff's sergeant. And it was Tuesday afternoon that investigators say the sergeant was violently attacked by Williams on the 5th floor. Officials say that Williams was roaming office space alone when he should have been escorted. Now, KPRC2 Investigates has confirmed that on the day of this assault, the Texas Commission on Jail Standards released its findings from a surprise inspection just weeks ago, noting significant safety issues related to staffing shortages at the jail. Now, taking a closer look at that report, inspectors write that the lack of sufficient staffing has contributed to the heightened level of tension and inmate hostility at the jail.
There should be extra detention officers walking in the halls, but we're so shorthanded we don't have any.
Now, officials from the Harris County Deputies Union tell us that there have been more than 1,000 physical attacks by inmates on guards in 2021. Now, Williams is facing an aggravated sexual assault charge. Now, his court appearance is scheduled for 9 o'clock this morning. Reporting live, I'm Brittany Jeffers, KPRC 2 News.
New details on the violent assault of a Harris County Sheriff's Sergeant. KPRC2 Investigates has confirmed that on the day of the assault, a state agency noted significant safety issues related to staffing shortages at the jail. KPRC2's Mario Diaz is live at the Harris County Jail downtown, where that sergeant was sexually assaulted. Mario.
That's right, Keith. And talk about timing surrounding a report that KPRC2 investigates obtained late this afternoon. It all surrounds a surprise inspection at the jail behind me just a few weeks ago, back in mid-November.
She was raped. She was beaten.
On the very day that a female sergeant was viciously attacked on the 5th floor of the Harris County Jail by an unaccompanied inmate. The Texas Commission of Jail Standards released its findings from a surprise inspection weeks ago. KPRC2 Investigates obtained the report. In it, inspectors write, the lack of sufficient staffing has contributed to the heightened level of tension and inmate hostility at the jail.
There should be extra detention officers walking in the halls, but we're so shorthanded we don't have any.
Union officials say there have been 1,265 physical attacks by inmates on guards in 2021.
That's compared to 2019 when there were only 46 for the whole year. That's an increase of almost 2,500%.
A county official tells KPRC2 Investigates they are not familiar with those numbers, but points to an increase of $60 million to the jail's budget since 2018. David Cuevas, president of the Harris County Deputies Organization, says not all of the funds are being spent on more personnel.
It is the elected sheriff who is responsible for maintaining the care, custody, and control of the prisoners, maintaining safety for our employees, and that's not being done.
Judge Lena Hidalgo weighed in with a statement this afternoon telling KPRC2 Investigates the status quo is not acceptable, and we must do everything we can to make sure deeply troubling incidents like this one stop happening. Judge Hidalgo's office also says that they have increased pay. They've also improved the number of personnel by putting more money aside from Commissioner's Court with regards to having this facility better staffed. We did ask them for some of those numbers. They were not able to get back to us before our deadline this evening. Live downtown, Mara Diaz, KPRC2 Investigates.
Developing right now, outlining a staffing problem at the Harris County Jail that has led to serious issues, including a brutal attack on a female Harris County Sheriff Sergeant at the jail. We have team coverage as the suspect in the case goes before a judge. We start with the latest developments from Harris County Sheriff Ed Gonzalez. KPRC2's Rochelle Turner joining us now with what he had to say. Rochelle, good afternoon.
Andy, good afternoon. Sheriff Ed Gonzalez said this incident has shaken the department. He did say over the past few days he was able to meet with that sergeant at the hospital. He says she's doing much better, but still shaken up. She was brutally attacked in her office on the 5th floor of the Harris County Jail. Now, the sheriff says he's not sure how long the inmate, Jeremiah Williams, was roaming around before the attack happened, but he did say Williams went to a Bible study class, and during that session, he walked out, and that's when the attack happened. The sheriff said at most jails, inmates are allowed some type of movement, but we reported Williams was wearing a purple wristband and was supposed to be accompanied by a supervisor at all times. The sheriff said the jail is overcrowded and jailers are working extra hours, but they are meeting standard requirements. Earlier this week, the Texas Commission on Jail Standards released its finding from a surprise inspection weeks ago, which revealed there was a lack of sufficient staffing, which has contributed to the heightened level of tension and inmate hostility at the jail. Union officials say there have been over 1,200 physical attacks by inmates on guards in 2021. Here's what the sheriff had to say when we asked him how someone from their department was attacked by an inmate.
Make no mistake about it, is at the end of the day, we have, in my opinion, this is my own opinion, just a bad actor that took advantage of an opening, saw perhaps a gap in the system and manipulated that to his advantage, and at the end of the day committed a very serious and heinous crime.
Now, the sheriff did say that that inmate, Jeremiah Williams, was placed in some type of solitary confinement, and he did speak also about the jail overcrowdedness and how they are doing at the jail. We're going to have much more of that report coming up today at 4 and 6 o'clock. For now, reporting live from the Harris County Jail, I'm Rochelle Turner, KPRC 2 News.
We will see you then.